This is The Checkpoints, hosted and co-authored by Pololikashvili. Good to see you again. And myself, I'm Georgi Sakazes. The time has come to talk about business and economics.
And the time is Sunday, 10 p.m. And I'm so happy to tell you that The Checkpoints is the first media that Zurab Pololikashvili, Secretary General of Unwto, chose to communicate his first messages in this very tough environment after his re-election for the second term to push tourism forward.
You're absolutely right, Elena. Our viewers will be the first ones to get these messages personally from Zurab Pololikashvili. He got through quite tough competition and gained the trust in that he can help global tourism thrive despite the huge problems that are right now everywhere.
Georgi, it is interesting if the Secretary General has the same positive attitude to the rebound of tourism in 2021 as in the previous interview with you, again, before his re-election.
Yeah, he's in the mode to deal with these problems, Elena. This is my personal impression. We all can hear more personally from Zurab. Let's follow Mr. Secretary General.
I just noticed, Mr. Secretary General, that I'm wearing the same tie what I used to wear while signing the MOU. It was beautiful as well. Congratulations with your elections, and thank you so much. While being with us, talking with Forbes and the Checkpoints, it's your first interview, and congrats again with the elections.
Many thanks. My tie was specially for today. We had a reception with His Majesty King of Spain, and
I know that you are moving to I know that you are moving to another meeting, and you are in a bit hurry. Could you tell us a bit more for our community? What was like the pre-election period before 19th of January? How did it go? And what are some special bylaws or things, how it's happening? We used to have a chance to follow it on live while everything was transparent and very open. I'm talking about the elections itself, but how was it happening before? What was this period before? Around 3 months, as I know?
No, this is the normal procedure of UNWTO. Before elections, we open the vacancy, let's say, and we started it, we announced it in September, so we had one candidate to run for this position, and she was the lady from Bahrain, the Minister of Culture, and she made her campaign. I was working here 2.5 years, and then 19th of January, we had our Executive Council meeting, where usually the member states nominating the new Secretary General for term 2025. Yeah, 2022-2025.
Mr. General Secretary, what can we say in regards of the process itself? It was 25 for yourself, for Mr. Pololikashvili, and it was 8 against the minister from Bahrain. She was the only candidate for it. How is happening everything in UNWTO? Is the elections voting at least predictable before? How countable it is? Can we predict it little? I'm not talking about poll or exit poll, things like that, but I'm talking about some sort of expectations. Are it similar what you can have in I don't know, in other organization or politics, or it's different in UNWTO?
No, we have 35 countries which are the members of Executive Council. Executive Council is most important. It's like board and body for our organization, and these are 35 countries who are presented then the nominee for Secretary General. So about expectations, it is always difficult to say before, because you never know how it's like all elections everywhere. You know, you have some feelings, you have some optimism, and then you will get results. So I'm very proud and very happy that member states, they appreciated the job me and my organization and my colleagues made during my first mandate, and the results were demonstrated 19th of January. And again, I want to thank to all member states, not only these 25, all of them, to their support, to their interesting ideas and support, I would say, always when we are traveling in their countries and when we are making really nice things and projects together.
Mr. Marcello Rizzi, our good friend and partner from UNWTO, he mentioned while we were coordinating with him your interview that the next meeting of the Executive Council is going to be held in Marrakesh, where I'm kindly invited, as far as I know. I'm talking about the location itself. What's going to be your first steps? I know that you are already in a process of meetings as a new elected, but I'm not talking about the new term, but what's going to be the basic points coming from your agenda and messages during the elections? What's going to be the first steps while pandemic was crucial for the industry you're heading worldwide?
I think that our activities we planned at the end of last year, we don't need to link it with mandates, my mandate or other Secretary General. The realistic situation and the moment where we are living now needs urgent support and urgent coordination to establish standard protocols and harmonized protocols, which is very important. I think that 2021 will be very important year, as it was last year, but last year it was unfortunately very hard for tourism sector. But this year also it's another challenge, and any Secretary General or candidate or any minister who are involved in the industry have to understand well to reactivate and to restart tourism. This is very important, but it's impossible to do it without any coordination and any standard rules which we are moving and which we are going to establish as soon as we can. It's not an easy process because there are many players, and I'm really very happy and proud to be one of initiator of the crisis committee. We have every month crisis committee where we have on the board such important bodies and such important organizations like ICAO, IMO, IATA. These are WHO, because without this kind of approval and common decisions, it's impossible to establish one concrete rule how people can travel tomorrow. This is very important. That's why, first of all, we will continue this kind of meetings, and we will go now and we will focus more some concrete rules and recommendations we can deliver and send to our member states. The second, I will move now to your question regarding my next mandate. I presented my plan, and there are 3-4 top priorities where we are going to focus next 3-4 years. Of course, one of the most important thing is sustainable development. We announced exactly 1 year ago, and we wanted to focus, and we will continue to support rural tourism and new destinations. Sustainability is, as UN organization, for us, it's more important part of our job. And of course, the most important project we are going to announce, and we already announced it, by the way, it's education. We are going to create one of the biggest and one of the first worldwide tourism academy in collaboration with the government of Saudi Arabia. This is, believe me, it's quite important and quite big project, an ambitious project, which we are going to launch in 2021. Innovation is another very important part of tourism. Without digitalization and new products, it's impossible now to adopt the new reality, and we will continue to support startups and youth and new generation to be more educated, to be more innovative. And another part of our activities, and we mentioned well during our presentation, is investments. So we will support countries and concrete destinations to attract more investments for sustainable development again.
I remember your remark in this regards about your joint projects and efforts with Saudi Arabia and a specific village, and also some experimental activities, what you plan to go there. Did I get you correctly, Mr. Secretary General, that's the crucial moment of your mandate and of the current year? Let's hope that it's going to be post-pandemic year, 2021. It's going to be coordination and, first of all, solidarity between all the stakeholders with one agenda, one specific recommendations, which is going to be broadly to all the stakeholders.
Okay, I will. Unfortunately, I can't call it post-COVID period. Why? Because honestly, all of us we are expecting that and I really want to be positive and optimistic that after the winter time, the situation will change. But then was the second wave, then the third wave. Now they are talking about the new stamp of the virus. So all these things a little bit stopped our activities, and it's very difficult to plan something because of these very fast changes worldwide. Now, I think that most important thing, and by the way, we announced it in April, May, that it was very important to create an application or identity which give possibility to people, first of all, to have a database. And I will go now and I will talk about vaccination process. Vaccination process started in many countries and will start worldwide, but there is no rules, there is no idea, and I'm sure that we will not start tomorrow. We will be too late because people will vaccinate, but it will not give them a possibility or any kind of priority to travel. So we have to establish some concrete identity, or it will be application, or it will be ID. We were talking about in May, but no one, unfortunately, no one supported us. I'm talking about international organizations. Now we have good signals from European Union. We have good comments, better comments from WHO, which is very important, their recommendations. So we want to continue to recommend
pushing these activities,
this word, but to create something which gives possibility to people who vaccinated travel tomorrow. The people who had already COVID maybe last 2 or 1 month to get some priority or some kind of support to travel, because the places like restaurants and hotels they are suffering a lot from this situation. I'm sure that there will be a way with this kind of let's say platforms
to
receive first tourists and to restart tourism step by step. I know that it will take a time. It's not easy to do it in one day, but with some pilot projects, and there are some of them, for example, Italy, they started, and same happened with PCRs. You know, PCR was something very very weird in our life, but today many countries accepted traveling with PCR. Again, it's not as clear as we want, because you go somewhere, you need 72 hours before. You are living on Saturday, Friday, hospital, they didn't work. I mean, there are many barriers regarding PCRs and regarding procedures that make this all very difficult for travelers. So I think, again, harmonization and some concrete rules will make more clear and less confused people starting traveling. Then there we have different regions with different ideas, with different restrictions, with different governments. So it's not easy, but our role is to communicate and to put in the playing people starting traveling.
Good luck, Mr. Secretary General. Georgia is proud of you and all the achievements. So we'll follow up to our agreement all the activities coming from UNWTO. Good luck you again with your mandate.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Forbes.
We are BMG. Follow and subscribe for business and economics news.